Hey, I would like to welcome everybody to this live. We're being hosted on my Facebook page along with 94.5 Magic 94.5 and also 254 Podcast Studios where we are located now. We are broadcasting this live from 254 Podcast Studios. And we just finished up here on the radio station with If We Only Knew What We Could Do, hosted by Travis Gibson. We had a great conversation with the mayoral candidate, Aubrey Robinson. We had a very spirited conversation. Roy did not join in on that conversation, but he was definitely here for the conversation. But with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Pastor Leroy Gillis, my good friend for many years. And now I can truly say he's my business partner. And we're gonna talk to you a little bit about that as we kind of open this conversation up about supporting our local businesses and supporting one another in business, and then also some of the opportunities that exist now in our community. So, Roy, I want to thank you for joining me, man. I know you're a busy guy.
Yes, sir.
With Lighthouse Streaming. And you guys having the exclusive rights to the MCC broadcast. I was lucky to get you today because normally you guys have a broadcast going on.
Usually on Saturdays we are busy. Well, thanks, Rock, for getting me in on this particular session and even the one that was previous with Travis Gibson, doing some work in the community, allowing some politicians to come in and talk about what they plan on doing for the community, and then celebrating the Vegas coach winning 2 back-to-back state championships, and all of those things are a part of our community. They affect our community, and it's important that media, especially if it's all right for me to say, black media, bring those things to the front so people can understand what's going on, what affects us, and what's going to be happening next. And so it was I had a real good conversation. Encourage people to start tuning in to Saturdays here at 94.5. It's going to be a lot of new content coming to the community I believe that's going to help our community, enrich our community, and make it better.
Hey, Roy, as we get started with this conversation, I just want to give some background, some background about you and kind of how we've come together to try to do something really on an unprecedented level.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about bringing live streaming media, coupling that with radio here at 94.5, and also putting the production aspect to it and making it affordable for the entry-level creator, the beginner creator.
Yeah.
And so, and that's what, that's kind of encapsulates what we're trying to do here at 254 Podcast Studios. Now, Roy, kind of tell me now, me and you have known each other for probably ever since you came here to town back in the mid-'90s. And you were originally doing financing on a car lot. Then you transitioned to address the issue in our community that you brought to my attention that was kind of waning. Address home ownership, and you got into real estate, really heavy,
mortgage and real estate.
And from there you segued into the streaming business. Kind of tell us about your journey, man. As we the abridged version. Because I know it can when we talk about a span over 30 years, we can really take up a lot of time. But just the abridged version of how you get from being the youngest, I want to say general manager in the Houston area back in the mid-'90s to being a owner of a streaming company.
Yeah, it's really, life got so many turns, Rock. Growing up in I have to shout out Third Ward, Texas. Growing up in that area in Houston, this was not on my map. But as you said, kind of got started in business after I left Prairie View in the car business, and got here to Waco, saw a great opportunity here in Waco, and that led me into mortgage and real estate. And really that was about trying to empower our people, because I saw a need. Home ownership rates were really low in Waco, and there was a lot of obstacles to seem like for people to get across to get to that place. And so you and I did some business there together, and that's still a very rewarding part of my journey to get here.
Mine as well.
But the media thing, this media thing kind of snuck up on me. And so we kind of got into doing some live events. Lighthouse Streaming, my wife and I started that back in 2017 before the pandemic. And it really kind of exploded during the pandemic because people had to start streaming. And so it kind of springboarded there last year in 2023. You know, we did over 200 live events in 2023. Wow. You know, and so it kind of springboarded. And so that brings us to the podcast side. And you mentioned it a little bit. I was thinking the other day, this merge in media, bringing in live streaming technology, 94.5 radio, podcast, 254 podcast studios for creators. This will be or is the largest African-American managed or owned media company in Central Texas. When you pull in all of our assets, there ain't no, we it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the opportunity to help our community. I understand how important media is. If we don't know anything else about the things that are happening in the world, you need to understand media influences a lot. And if you look at, I think it was the Freedom Journal, the first black newspaper in this country. Mm-hmm. They one of their mottos was, "We reserve the right to plead our own cause."
Absolutely.
We control our narrative, and how important it is for us to control our own narrative so that we can get outcomes that benefit people from the African diaspora.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge opportunity for us, and being that, as you just mentioned before we got on the air, is that this is a situation where we were in a very competitive market. When you get in the media space,
yeah, it
is very competitive, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity to be in business with you. But I also appreciate you as a competitor mm-hmm. and as a businessman. And so I have no doubt that with both of our competitive fires, along with the assets that we have, not only our own assets, but assets that come along with us.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm directly speaking to your family support and both my family support. Mm-hmm. We can really, you know, blow this thing up to a point where it can really benefit a lot of people in our community. And again, let's be basically clear about the assets that we have under our umbrella. We have 94.5, Magic 94.5 radio. Mm-hmm. We have 254 podcast studios. And then with you and your team, Lighthouse Streaming, being part of the family as well.
Don't forget CBS Sports Radio Central Texas.
And CBS Sports Radio Central Texas. Yeah. So we're bringing all that under one umbrella. When we go to a client or when we're pitching an idea to a creator, and when we're talking about giving them reach, you know,
yeah.
we can, in one fell swoop, put them in. When you're talking radio, you're talking streaming, and you know, and at the end of the day, we are a full-fledged media company.
Yeah.
With really the only aspect we don't have is broadcast television, but we can be anywhere that broadcast television is.
Yeah. You know, and it reminds me of an event we did. This was 2 years ago. So people that's local, they understand how big La Vega Conley is. It's like it's a little dog fight that happens over on the east side of town. And I think Fox 44, one of the local stations was carrying it. And I saw their big broadcast truck on the other side, got the satellite up, boom. We on the other side of the field. We got our tents up. And I talked to the guy who, we ended up doing some work for them. I talked to the guy who was running their particular, their production. He thinks we had more viewers, because on that production, we had 10,000 concurrent viewers. And, we was on a hot spot. We didn't have a satellite truck up, but we was able to pull off a real good production. So that tells you how powerful streaming and how that's revolutionized the game. So people can get in at a much lower level, buy-in side, and then get some of the same reach and reach markets. We got people that view our content from all over the world: China, Japan, Africa, Australia, South America. Man, I look at the analytics, and it's people that watch our content from all over the world, and that's crazy, considering usually if you're on a local station, only the people that's in your market. So it's the sky's the limit. And so we're excited about that, and being able to bring other people in to be able to get their products, their services, their businesses in spaces that maybe previously they couldn't either one get to or couldn't afford to get into. And I believe that's where this consortium, this 254 Media Group, is going to be able to help people to get into those spaces.
Absolutely. And he mentioned 254 Media Group. That is the legal entity that manages all the assets, especially on the radio side in the podcast studio. And as we're talking about the podcast studio, that's where we are right now. We're at 254 Podcast Studios. We have several different sets. This is actually, the other sets are much more decorated and elaborate than this white wall behind us. But this is the place we wanted to come in, and just was simple for us to set up, make sure we got proper lighting and a pretty clean background. And this is all it takes for you to come in and produce your own content. Our vision for this space is that a creator can come here and with their idea, we can produce and provide them with a finished product in the time that it takes them to rent the studio itself. We can talk about prices, now, but I can tell you, if we quote prices now, it won't include the introductory promotion that we've been discussing among the ownership group. And so I won't mention prices, but I will definitely say it is an affordable option for your media production. We're talking about cameras, we're talking about audio, we're talking about microphones. As we sit here in front of you, just think, for you to put on this set, right? Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about the table and the chairs. We're talking about a device here that's, every bit of $500. You're talking about a mic, a couple of mics that cost you about $300. We're talking about another $400 mic. You're talking about potentially $1,000 camera, laptop, another iPad for another $1,000, and then the light kit is about $500. You're talking about, if you do all that math, you're talking about $3,000 to get a decent setup. You won't have to pay nowhere near that at 254 Studios, but what you will have access is to not only our assets, our technical, our equipment, but what you have access is to someone to help you produce and support your particular podcast, and you'll leave here with a finished product. So it does include production support when you book the studio. Now, you can come in here if you want to just record audio, you can do that as well, right? But if you do want audio and video, that's our specialty. That's where we're going to corner the market. And you also were mentioning that we're going to provide some simple graphic support as well for those people who may need some graphic support while doing their
and that part is big. So like anybody can be, in the space that we're in now, anybody can be a podcaster, right? Anybody could be a content creator. Maybe I should say that. All you need is a phone and a Facebook subscription, right? But to be successful at it, there's some other things that go on behind the scenes. How to make your content like set apart. How does it look different than the guy who's just got an iPhone walking down the road, And so we can help you with that. We can help you with some of the the consult on the back end so you can increase your reach to help maybe monetize whatever content that you're creating. And so, we've done the things like create Roku channels, Fire Stick channels, get you on YouTube, get you on all those platforms, and then depending on the package, might be able to even get you on the air.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be some great opportunities for creating content in Waco, Texas, or I would say Central Texas, because you can drive. If you're in Dallas, man, you could drive into Waco and do something. If you're in Austin, you could drive in there. Maybe our pricing could be better. Maybe it's something that we're doing that's better. And so that's 45-minute hour drive is nothing. And so definitely looking forward to creating some content in this Waco area that's going to help our community. And so I think we've got some partners coming on board that's really going to help with that.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm just putting some graphics on here just to show you. This is something that I just drummed up in about 3 minutes, and just to show you how we can, different things we can do on a live stream that we produce. That's just, what we have all different kind of capabilities here. But what we really want to say is we're here to support whatever your vision is for your podcast and your content creation. That's what we're here for, and that was what was so instrumental about becoming part of this production. We have an amazing partner that is also a partner in the business, that's been in the radio business for over 30 years.
Yeah.
They've been instrumental in putting this to hold down, and that's and to give that individual credit. It was their idea to bring us individually into this.
Yeah,
and I can't thank them enough.
Yeah, we had talked about kind of bringing some things together, just talking and say, man, wouldn't it be great if we was able to kind of come together and do something in this city? I'm telling you, this has never been done before in this city. I was fortunate. I think I was the first black mortgage broker in this city, and maybe the first black male realtor in this city. A lot of things have been the first that I'm thinking. I know this ain't happened before, to bring these kind of assets together under one umbrella with the kind of reach given the 94.5 reach, the CBS Sports Central Texas reach, the podcast studio, where we're not only going to help you create content, but we're going to have some shows that's going to come out of this space that are relevant to us, and not to knock anybody out of the picture, but there's definitely an underserved community that I'm very interested in helping them get their stories out in this space.
Well, and just to kind of just talk about the sports side, Roy, because you kind of, I don't think there's a bigger sports content creator, producer in the community on the streaming side, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And how does this space assist you in producing more content for Centex Sports Network, which you have off the ground, has over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, has hundreds of thousands of views already? How will this space help you kind of add to the quality content that you already produce for that?
Well, for one, on CBS Sports side, we've got Jalen Gillis. He's the voice of MCC basketball primarily. He's going to come on with a show on the CBS Sports side, and that's going to be a Monday through Friday show. And having a space that looks like sports which what y'all are seeing now. This is just one side. There's actually two sets in this room. There's a whole nother side of this room with a completely different set, and in the room next door.
We're not dressed well enough to be on.
Yeah, that's the high dollar side. But on the other side of this wall is another room that has two sets that I'm thinking we can get three sets out of it. But one of those sets is sports. So that for some of our content, when he's doing the show, the set is already there. We watch ESPN just like y'all do, and we get ideas from him. So if Stephen A can do it, hey, we can make a shot at it and make that content relevant to our audience as we build. So that's invaluable. Being able to bring some more halftime shows, more coaching shows. So on the sports side, that's great. Bringing some recruiting, maybe some recruiting information to that audience. That's, football is big here in Texas. So we've got some ideas of bringing some former Waco legends into some show aspects. And so, it's just, man, it's exciting. You could do whatever we think about to create, and whatever you as the audience want us to do, man, we got the space to do it and the tech to do it. Yeah, we could do it.
There is we're only limited by what a person's imagination and their willingness to get in here and shoot. And that's what I would tell anybody who is starting a podcast. I've been doing a podcast for many years now. I went through the whole process, Roy, of collecting the tech, being a gearhead.
Yeah.
Being a gearhead, buying cameras and audio equipment and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, what makes the show is the content.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so happy that now a person doesn't have to do like I did, wait till they got the cameras and the audio equipment. They don't have to make the huge investment
mm-hmm.
that both of us have made, in the hobby space first,
and
then taking it to a business. Because a lot of the stuff we have now were hobby purchases for you and I, and then we end up turning them into
monetizing
full production pieces. So again, it's a great opportunity, Roy, man, and I know I'm super excited for this opportunity, man. But before we get off of here, and I just want to say, I just want us, because you and I always talk about how important it is to support one another in business.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about whether it be your local hamburger place or restaurant, whether it be your local HVAC company,
mm-hmm.
whether it be whoever. What does this opportunity? Can you just kind of explain what does this space and what does 94.5 mean to potentially those businesses who need to get out, reach, and need to advertise and expand their footprint from a business standpoint? What this means to them?
I think one of the main things is, as a business owner, you do business with everybody, right? There's no, but the underserved community in the business space has primarily been black businesses.
Mm-hmm.
That's an underserved community, and we have to create spaces for black businesses, or minority businesses. Let's keep it there, to be able to reach people,
or small business,
or small businesses to be able to reach people. And sometimes the buy-in on some platforms can be so expensive that you may not be able to get in that space. So a 94.5, which has a history, we just came off of that Travis Gibson show, has a history before him, his father, of giving back to the community. We want to expand on that. So if you are a small business owner and you're trying to get your product out in front of people, you maybe not know how to put it together, you can come and talk to us. One of my whys or one of my visions is I want to make a way for minority businesses to be able to come in and talk about what they do. What I've seen, Rock, is a lot of times people don't know you're there. Word of mouth is always great, but if you want to scale and you want to go vertical, we need to know that you're there. And sometimes there's a lot of misconceptions about minority businesses. Sometimes we feel like somebody else's ice is colder than our ice. And so when you get a chance to get in front of a camera or on the radio and tell your story, as a consumer, I could look at you differently. And so if we want to get better in these underserved communities, I believe it's done through small businesses and entrepreneurs. I believe that that's one of the drivers of the economy. And we've got to get past some of the stigma of doing business with ourselves. I done heard all of it. You can't do business with black business. I done heard all of that foolish talk. But when you get in front of the camera and be able to tell your story, then you can dispel that, build that trust, and some of our shows are going to talk about the importance of spending within your community, make an effort to go out and spend with some of these small businesses.
Yeah, and again, we're going to bring other programming as well, and you may end up at some point seeing this same combination of people talking business on a radio station, just like we're sitting here talking business today.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a huge aspect of what we should do for the community is bring forth content that adds value in the business space.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm talking about this, we got Pastor Dixon saying, "Call me ASAP, Pastor."
Yeah.
He said, he's not talking about me.
Yeah.
He's talking about you.
Okay.
He says, "Call me ASAP." So, and I'm, and again, speaking of that, and let's just be clear, we're going to change the Sunday programming format.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's playing, regular R&B and old school, but it's going to transition to gospel.
Yeah.
And what we really want is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because this is your project I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
but we've talked about it enough. I'll shut up and just let you give your vision for what the morning rundown will be on a Sunday morning.
So we'll do. It'll be a morning host, and that person, we got somebody, I can't say who it is, but I got somebody that we've been talking to, excited about getting them on board, where they can do a community show, while it's playing gospel music. But also we're going to give an opportunity for some other churches that want to increase their reach in the radio space, because believe it or not, people still listen to the radio, and so it'll be some opportunities for some pastors. You can record your sermon, get it to us. We'll put a little intro on it and a little outro on it and give you a 30-minute slot on the radio. Man, that's big. That's big. So you'll be able to reach some people and reach audience. I know it works. You'll be able to reach some audience that may be unchurched. They might have went on there looking for one thing, and they can get you preaching or talking about the gospel. So that's just another community piece that we're going to make available for churches. And I'm excited about that, and we'll see how far we can take that out. And again, I'm excited for businesses, man, to be able to come on and talk about their business. I would love to have a show. Y'all can tell me what you think about it. I would love to have a show where we get just a local business to come in and talk about what they do for 15 minutes and how people could reach them. I would love to have some shows where, man, we could put a stove up in here, man, and then do a cooking show. The sky is the limit. We kind of have to go with what the people want to see.
Yes.
But man, I'm excited about it. We can.
Yeah, we're gonna, and to that point, Roy, our goal is to make sure that we put programming on that adds value to the community. But it also has to be about what you guys are tuned into.
Yeah.
Like, what you guys are tuned into. And so with that being said, we definitely want to add value. And again, adding value is the key. And then it's what you guys really want as it relates to a listening or interviewing audience.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to do. But as a podcaster, you can come in here and produce content. And if you need, and we'll have support to help you place it. We'll have support to help you produce it. And
and while you there, Rock, we were talking about assets, right?
Yeah.
That we bring. We got one of the coldest video guys in Central Texas, man. Jamal, and he's gonna kind of be running a lot of in the podcast space.
We tried to get him on today, but he
Now we trying
conflicts.
So the dude is cold. He's a bad boy when it comes to video production and helping you get to where you need to be as far as your podcast. What does it need to look like? Rock and I he didn't put this set together today. Rock and I put
blame us for this.
Yeah, blame us for this.
We may well be in the closet, but at the end of the day, this was put together because I believe this is a conversation that was long overdue for Roy and I to have, along with the listening viewing audience.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go ahead and get this conversation out the way so that people who had the desire to create know that they have a space where they can come and create. For those people who wanted to give their business a reach on the radio, right, and introduce their business to our audience via 94.5, I wanted them to know, hey, they can call and contact Roy and us to get that done. And I also wanted them people to know that we're looking for people who are willing to come in here and learn how to have an interest in the radio business, either on the sales side, on the production side, or even being a personality. That we're looking for people to be part of this opportunity. Yeah,
and that's big that you said that. So we got a lot of spaces that slots we need to fill. And, like I said, I think we've got someone eyed up for that Sunday, that gospel hour. I've got somebody in mind for doing a little 10-minute midday news slot. So if you're looking to get into media on some level and you've got some skills, inbox us, and maybe we can talk about how you can interface with what we're doing and see if our visions and our missions match. But we want to provide a space, man. We want to provide a space. It might be some young people that want to that's just trying to learn, And
this would be, as I said, it would be a great opportunity for somebody who may be in college or have an interest in media production.
Yeah.
Great way for them to get some experience. Again, there's experience. There are opportunities here on the radio. There are opportunities here at the podcast studio, and there are also opportunities because you're always looking for operators.
Yeah, on the broadcast side, man, we spread out all over Central Texas, so we're always looking for people that could learn how to be an operator, whether that's on the production side or, man, from that to a camera tech. So a voiceover, And so we got some things coming. We got the playoffs. JUCO playoffs will be here in Waco in May, baseball, and so our company is going to be doing that. And then the softball we're doing. So we're looking for peoples, and so there's some opportunities. When I was getting into this space and even the mortgage space, Rock, it was nobody. There was no blueprints, right? And so we had to use a term that you used earlier today. We had to kind of get it out the mud, if you will. I had to kind of learn and made a lot of mistakes, blew up a lot of money, right? Because we didn't know, but we got some stuff that we can help you. If you're trying to get into the media space, it don't have to be in front of the camera. It could be behind the camera. It could be in marketing. It could be, as you said, in sales. It could be in video edit. All of those kind of things, we're definitely looking for people that we can help train, and they could kind of be a part of this effort that we're pushing here in Waco. Again, never been done before, never brought all of these kind of assets to bring it to this culture if I'm allowed to say that, to bring it to this culture and kind of promote what we do, how we do,
and at the level
that we do. So,
because like one thing I'm impressed with you and your business, Roy, is that when you look at just the quality of products, the quality of content that you guys have produced over the 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a little bit now.
You guys have been doing this. Oh man, we're talking like 6 or 7 years, right? I can't believe it. Seems like it's because I remember when you said you were getting into this space.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I wasn't. You know, I knew there was a lot of interest in it,
Mm-hmm.
but as a business, I really didn't understand it as a business. I understood it like I understood video games and other type of kind of novelty entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But you saw it as a business, and you've been able to create a business that not only supports you and your family, but also allows for other people to become professionals, camera operators, production techs, whatever. And for that, I believe your expertise in building a team that goes out and executes each and every day is going to be instrumental in building the team.
And I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate in the media aspect and how much it affects us. Media is very important. Giving content relevant to the communities that are around us is very important. And while I'm there, it's very important if you have a business to support this, right? So we haven't started rolling out the advertisement or media kits yet, but if you are a small business and you're not necessarily wanting to do a podcast, but you want to get your business in front of people in a real professional, relevant way and support this push, man, inbox me, inbox Rocky, inbox 94.5, any one of our platforms and say, hey, I want to be a supporter of. We can make you look real good. We can get you in front of a lot of eyeballs, and you can not only help. We can help you not only help your business, but you can help this overall effort of trying to control the narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last thing I wanted to just say, and it's kind of piggyback on what I was saying earlier, is getting it out the mud or whatever. But I'll go back to you starting your business. When you started, you didn't know a camera operator.
No.
You didn't know a video editor. You didn't know a production tech. You didn't know any of those things. So there was no bullpen that existed where you could go get these people or poach them from somebody else. And that's kind of in the situation that we're in. There's no bullpen of qualified radio personalities in this community.
Mm-mm.
There's no radio production guys. There's not a bunch of interns of radio production guys that are looking for an opportunity. That's not it. So we understand that we're gonna have to build it brick by brick.
Brick by brick. I ain't scared.
And so that's what I was kind of saying. So you, as if you're watching this, or if you have somebody who's watching this that needs an opportunity or wants an opportunity to learn and grow with a media company, then send them my way. Get them to watch this video, and see if they like to be part of something that's really going to be special and really going to be impactful in our community.
Yep, definitely. This opportunity is here, and so all we got to do is build it, man. All we got to do is build it, and that's with the help of the community, those that are around us. So definitely stay tuned, watch. As a matter of fact, on whether it's the 254 Podcast Studios or 94.5, even Syntex Sports Central Texas, follow all of those platforms. Follow those platforms on Facebook, and as we build out
and there are also apps. We have some challenges with the apps right now, but we're gonna get those repaired.
We're working on that
here shortly. It won't take us long. One thing Roy's like-minded like me. Once he get on something, he's not going to get off of it until it's completely functioning and working. And so we had challenges with the online stream for a little while when we when we came on board. But shortly after we came on board, we were able to get that situation remedied pretty quick, and I appreciate his help, and along with the help of our business partner to help get that situation remedied, man. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, Roy. We have a few comments I want to acknowledge. I already said something about Pastor Dixon saying that Pastor ASAP, call him ASAP. And then we have Joe Zamora. He says that's wonderful about something that we said. And then Carl Govin said that's awesome as well.
It's one of my church members, Brother Govin.
We have Eve Shep says, nice. What a contribution and opportunity for all. Kudos. Appreciate that, Eve Shep. We have Councilman Gibson, who just left us not too long ago. He said, good information, sound quality sounds great. Good to know, Travis, man, because, if you can't hear us, it's
didn't happen.
Yeah. And then we have Craig Hall on the YouTube side saying, how's it going? And so, yeah. And so I put it on my YouTube. And my YouTube, for those that know, I do a YouTube show with the swag legend himself, former TSU head coach, Johnny Cole. We do a show we're on a hiatus because just until spring ball kind of kicks off.
Mm-hmm.
And we do every show at Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Central. 8 p.m. Eastern. And we discuss HBCU football and the challenges of coaching. And so I'm looking forward to expanding that show and add more people to the show, add more content, and potentially adding it as a feature show on CBS Sports Radio.
Yeah.
And so that's really what because Coach Cole is an amazing host.
Yeah,
I'm privileged to be his sidekick on that show, and we put out some great content, and it's largely supported by the HBCU community at large, all over the United States. And as you well know, the HBCU community is a passionate group.
Shout out PV.
But Roy, is there anything you'd like to say before we get out of here, man? I really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope to have it at some point weekly on 94.5. At some point.
No, Rod, just excited about what's going on. Excited about. I never thought that I would be in this particular space, but sometimes when things happen, you just have to step to the plate. We are excited about being able to do something in Waco or bring something to this community that would be beneficial to our community, that would empower our community, that would make us all better. And just looking forward to the doors that are opening, man, and doing something big.
Yeah, I appreciate you sitting down and having this conversation with me. If anybody out there would like to be part of this very impactful lift that we're doing, if you would like to gain reach for your business, please contact myself, Roy, or 94.5, the page itself. If you're interested in setting the time up to come in and get your content produced, reach out to us, man. We're here available for you. We're going to get some official stuff, some copy that we're going to be able to post where you can be able to see pricing and things of that nature. But I will tell you this, our business partner, along with Roy, has insisted that we come in with an introductory cost that is affordable for all. Yeah. We've also going to be putting together a contest. And my wife came up with a great idea of producing a contest. Now, this contest will not be a free entry. You will have to pay an entry fee because it will include a fully produced production. But it definitely will be a great opportunity for us to have a contest for those broadcasters for those podcasters out there who want to. And I'm almost thinking, Roy. And I hadn't brought this up to you, we may want to have to break it out in categories. have a sports category and maybe a lifestyle category, or maybe even maybe a something. We may not want to put them all in the same category.
Umbrella.
Because but it's just something we'll think about
see what that participation looks like. And the great thing about when you own it, you can adjust.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you own it, you can adjust, and so we can adjust.
Absolutely. Hey, well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this particular episode. We don't have a name for the show or anything at this point, man, but we just want to talk about supporting our businesses and expanding your reach. This been your boy Rocky, along with Pastor Leroy Gillis. Much love, and we out.